Ibrahim Traore, is setting a high standard in a continent beset by poor leadership. He is a leader who actively works to fulfill his commitments rather than just making them. Traore has led a revolutionary path since becoming Burkina Faso's interim president, initiating massive projects. Traore has led the nation with a clear development vision and a resolute commitment to moving it ahead. As soon as he took office, he declared his priorities, stressing the importance of all-encompassing, sustainable growth that would benefit all facets of society. His expansive agenda has prioritized social welfare, economic expansion, infrastructure development, and technological improvements. The launching of his expansive agenda is to create job opportunities, particularly for the youth. Traore is also focusing on agriculture and rural development to improve food security, sustainable farming, and rural livelihoods. This brings us to our topic of today. President Ibrahim Traore has developed an $8 million tomato processing facility in Burkina Faso. We are also going to talk about some of his other projects. But before we continue, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the New Tourist channel. Turn on notifications too so you never miss out on updates from Africa. President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso is leading the construction of an $8 million tomato processing facility to revolutionize the country's agriculture industry. Even though the nation produced 290,000 tons of tomatoes in 2021, losses from perishability and a large portion of the harvest being exported to Ghana present difficulties. The economy of Burkina Faso is based mostly on agriculture, which employs 80 to 90% of the country's workforce. Despite this, there are substantial post-harvest losses in this sector, notably the 30% of tomatoes that are lost due to inadequate infrastructure for processing and storage. This is where Traore comes in. Agriculture makes a substantial contribution to the GDP of the country, with cash crops like cotton, peanuts, cowpea, and sugarcane, as well as cereals like sorghum, millet, rice, and maize. Important crops include fruits, vegetables, sweet potatoes, yams, roots, and tubers. Tomatoes are a crucial part of this agriculture. The natural landscape farmers in West Africa encounter many difficulties. Over 40% of Nigeria's 1.8 million metric tons of annual production is wasted as a result of inadequate facilities for processing and storage. Similar statistics apply to Burkina Faso, where inadequate processing and storage facilities result in 30% of the tomatoes produced going to waste, as earlier mentioned. Burkina Faso imports tomato puree from Europe as a result to suit its domestic needs. The tomato processing facility resolves this problem by permitting local tomato processing. By converting tomatoes into a variety of products, including paste puree and sauces, this program not only strengthens the local economy, but also creates jobs and supports sustainable agricultural standards. Burkina Faso has the potential to improve food security, increase the value of its agricultural output, and raise farmer livelihoods. The current situation, in which much of the hard-earned produce goes to waste, needs to change. Burkina Faso needs to take control of its resources. Unlike nuclear power plants, which take about 10 years to complete, tomato processing plants can be completed in less than a year. If Burkina Faso can preserve its local produce, the country will become self-sufficient and even have surplus for export. Why did it take so long to add this value chain to tomato farming? Captain Ibrahim Traore, a leader who understands economic freedom, started with the necessities first. This calculated move shows a keen understanding of resource management and economic empowerment. This is not just a tomato facility, it's about people. Once it's up and running, it will generate over 5,000 indirect jobs in addition to 100 direct jobs, meaning that thousands of families will benefit from a single project. While you may think that's not a lot of workers, think about the ripple effect on the local and national economies. Imagine the impact of thousands of new jobs in a community. Imagine how that would change people's lives. Take note that this project is funded by the Agency for the Promotion of Community Entrepreneurship. In addition to meeting urgent needs, this project lays the groundwork for long-term success and self-sufficiency. The initiative, which involves processing tomatoes locally, boosts the country's economy and lessens reliance on imports. Burkina Faso shouldn't rely on imports, given its abundant resources, especially when it is capable of producing them domestically. Wouldn't you prefer locally produced goods that you can trust over pricey imports? Imported tomato paste is frequently seen in local markets, often priced high and occasionally of questionable quality. This new facility aims to change that by producing high-quality tomato paste locally, making it more affordable and reliable for consumers. This factory will greatly increase the value of locally farmed tomatoes by preparing 5 tons of tomato paste per hour for imports. We should note that this is not the only project Traore has been working on since he took power. He has laid the foundation to construct a gold refinery to process more gold locally and maintain control over its primary source of income in the face of a fall in gold production. This action was being taken at a time when the nation's gold output fell by 15% in 2017 as a result of an Islamist insurgency that affected the mining sector. It is said that this refinery will be done by the end of 2025. Burkina Faso's economy depends heavily on gold, which accounted for 37% of all exports in 2020 despite a drop in production from 68 to 58 tons. In an interview, interim President Ibrahim Traore emphasized the refinery's significance, calling it a crucial development for the mining industry. Furthermore, a sizable percentage of mining profits, including 1% of corporate sales and a fifth of mining royalties, are donated to a government fund for regional community development and other projects. Traore is addressing concerns related to sanitation and water insufficiency through several programs. These are intended to improve cleanliness and access to clean water, particularly in rural areas. To provide safe drinking water, efforts are made to create and renovate water systems, like boreholes and piped networks, as well as sanitation facilities like latrines and wastewater systems. Campaigns to promote hygiene also impart knowledge on proper hand-washing techniques. Burkina Faso's general quality of life is improving, public health is improving, and waterborne infections are declining thanks to critical funding and technical assistance from the World Bank and UNICEF. President Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso has also launched several business initiatives to counteract the financial damage caused by terrorism. Establishing community-owned enterprises in vital industries like mining, agriculture, and manufacturing, with an emphasis on regional product development, processing, and marketing is part of this program. The intention is to generate employment, especially for young people. This initiative is spearheaded by the Community Entrepreneurship Promotion Agency, with assistance from the cooperative company Scoops. The fact that the Burkinabe people own all of these companies is a noteworthy characteristic that supports inclusive and indigenous development. We cannot talk about all these projects without mentioning the most important, which is the modernization of roads. The nation has long suffered from insufficient roadways despite having a wealth of minerals, but no infrastructure. Traore has continued to spend on the construction and modernization of highways. The plan calls for constructing new roads, enlarging already existing ones, and pulverizing gravel roads. These highways are essential for facilitating trade between Burkina Faso and its neighbors, as well as within the country itself. The Ouagadougou-Bobo Dioulasso Highway, the Kelefanga Road, and the Bomo-Bobo Dioulasso Highway are important projects that emphasize paved roadways to enhance trade and transportation. Traore's major projects will have a significant impact on the nation. They will boost the nation's competitiveness abroad, raise living standards, promote economic growth, and open up job opportunities. However, elements like efficient governance, sound financial management, and stakeholder participation will be necessary for these initiatives to be implemented successfully and remain sustainable. The potential impact of Traore's ambitious 8 million tomato project is substantial for both the agriculture sector and the economy as a whole. The project will increase the nation's food security, generate jobs, and increase tomato output. Although the project has potential, successful execution and appropriate management will also be necessary for it to succeed. Do you think Traore has more projects in store for Burkina Faso? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the New Tourist channel. Turn on notifications too so you get notified whenever we upload videos like this. Thanks for watching, and see you in our next video.